Nature still holds the rare power to leave us completely speechless. Scattered across the world are places so extraordinary they feel as though they belong to another realm. Towering stone pillars rising from the earth, lakes shimmering in impossible hues, and deserts shaped into frozen waves of sand. Some of these landscapes seem to challenge the very laws of nature. Fierce winds can force a waterfall to climb skyward. A secluded lake can change color before your eyes, as if it were breathing. Pause for a moment. Let wonder take over. The journey begins here, into the most surreal, breathtaking wonders still quietly hidden on our remarkable planet. Mount Hua, China. Our journey begins in central China at Mount Hua in Shaanxi Province, part of the Qinling mountain range. This isn't a mountain you simply climb, it's one you slowly come to terms with. Its granite walls rise sharply, shaped like frozen waves, so steep the sky feels closer than the ground below. Formed more than 1 billion years ago, Mount Hua is one of Asia's oldest mountains, its narrow ridges carved patiently by time. High above the valley, a wooden plank trail cut in the 4th century still clings to the cliffs. Each step echoes the courage of ancient pilgrims, as modern hands grip the same iron chains. Legends live here as easily as facts. A monk once lived alone on the summit for decades, leaving only when snow buried his shrine. To stand before Mount Hua is to feel fear, awe, and wonder merge into something unforgettable. White Pocket in Arizona, United States. Hidden deep in the quiet desert of northern Arizona, White Pocket feels like a dream locked in stone. The ground curves and twists in smooth waves, like rivers of paint frozen in place for nearly 200 million years. This place doesn't impress with size or noise like the Grand Canyon. Instead, it pulls you in with silence and mystery. The rock is colored by iron and manganese, like nature's own brushstrokes. Under ultraviolet light, parts of the surface glow softly, a secret reaction left behind by time itself. But this beauty is delicate. One storm or a single careless step can damage rock that formed when dinosaurs still ruled the land. Even compasses lose direction here, drawn off course by hidden minerals below. After crossing miles of empty sand to reach it, you realize something powerful. Earth is still creating wonders, and it's not finished yet. Perito Moreno Glacier, Argentina. Leaving White Pocket behind, our journey carries us to Patagonia, where, hidden beneath vast ice fields, the Perito Moreno Glacier Cavern feels like stepping into the planet's frozen heartbeat. This is one of the few glaciers on Earth still moving forward, advancing more than 6 feet each day, slowly pressing and reshaping the ice above. Inside the cavern, the world turns blue. Not painted, not artificial, just light doing what it has done for ages. The ice absorbs warmer colors and releases only cool blue tones, filling the space with a calm, almost sacred glow. Silent, powerful, and unforgettable. What makes Perito Moreno truly special is its isolation. No roads cut through this land. No machines disturb the silence. Nature here still follows its own rhythm, making it one of the purest places scientists can study glacial life. But even this balance is changing. Warmer summers are melting tunnels that once survived for centuries. In 2019, an exploration robot discovered a hidden chamber deep below, where turquoise light drifted through icy water. Ancient, fragile, and alive, this glacier reminds us that Earth is always moving, even when it looks still. Son Doong Cave, Vietnam. Deep beneath the jungle of Phong Nha Ke Bang in Vietnam lies Son Doong Cave, a place so vast it feels unreal. At first, it doesn't feel like a cave at all. When you stand at the entrance, the air turns cooler and heavier, as if the mountain itself is breathing. Step inside, and scale loses all meaning. The ceiling rises higher than a skyscraper. Entire forests grow beneath open skylights, reaching towards sunlight that pours down from holes torn through the rock. Clouds form inside the cave, created by its own weather system. A river flows unseen, shaping stone in total darkness. Son Doong was carved millions of years ago by water working patiently through limestone. Local legends once called it the mountain that swallowed the sky. And standing inside, that story feels less like myth and more like truth. This is not just a cave, it's a hidden world, still growing, still changing, and still beyond anything humans could design. Wucaitan, China. In the remote deserts of Xinjiang, China, Wucaitan feels like the earth revealing its hidden colors. Known as the Five-Color Beach, this landscape is shaped by wind, erosion, and time stretching back more than 100 million years. Layer by layer, the rock tells a story. Deep reds, warm yellows, dark browns, soft greens, each shade formed by different minerals pressed and exposed over ages. During the day, the cliffs glow quietly under the sun, but as evening approaches, everything changes. Light shifts across the stone, and the colors seem to move, breathing in and out with every passing minute. No two moments look the same. Geologists say this land is slowly disappearing, worn away grain by wind and rain. Wucaitan is a reminder that even stone is temporary. The earth doesn't rush, but it never stops rewriting itself. Mammoth Cave, United States. Beneath the calm forests of Kentucky lies Mammoth Cave, the largest known cave system on Earth. More than 400 miles have been mapped so far, and still, the cave is not fully explored. It feels less like a single place and more like a hidden world running parallel to our own. Long corridors stretch into darkness, untouched by light, where silence feels complete. For thousands of years, Native American tribes believed this cave held spirits and sacred meaning. Later generations imagined myths of endless tunnels and sleeping giants beneath the land. Even today, Mammoth Cave keeps its secrets. New passages are still being discovered, reminding us how little we truly know about what lies below our feet. Standing above it, curiosity returns in a powerful way. The Earth still has hidden spaces, and some stories are meant to be discovered slowly, in the dark. Melisani Cave, Greece. Melisani Cave, resting on the eastern edge of Kefalonia, Greece, is where light behaves like mythology and water like a mirror with a memory. Unlike most caves that hide from the sun, Melisani opens itself to it. Centuries ago, its roof gave way, leaving a perfect circular skylight that pours daylight into an underground lake, turning the cavern into a slow-moving ocean of blue fire and liquid shimmer. The limestone walls glow not from pigment, but reflection, the meeting point of sea and spring, salt and fresh water, blending into a color that feels more dream than geology. What makes this place extraordinary isn't only beauty, it's the sensation it creates. Drifting across its surface, the lake bed appears impossibly close, clear enough to make your brain question distance, depth, even gravity. You feel suspended, like floating between worlds instead of above one. In 1951, an explorer found hidden chambers and mysterious water corridors linking the sea to the heart of the cavern, hinting that this landscape still has more questions than conclusions. Kawah Lejen Volcano, Indonesia. Now we move to a place few have ever seen. On the edge of eastern Java, Kawah Ijen feels less like a volcano and more like a challenge to reality. It's the only volcano on Earth where the night ignites in blue, a flame born not from lava, but sulfur gas escaping the mountain's breath at temperatures hotter than molten metal. In the darkness, the fire dances like an illusion you can't stop watching. Electric, eerie, unforgettable. This crater also holds one of the world's most acidic lakes, glowing in deceptive turquoise beauty, powerful enough to dissolve what shouldn't dissolve. Yet what strikes you most isn't danger. It's the human scale of endurance beside it. Here, miners still climb the crater by night, carrying sulfur blocks heavier than most of us ever lift, balanced on shoulders, guided only by dim headlamps and instinct. As dawn arrives, the lake turns softer blue, steam rising into cold mountain air, and for a moment, everything feels suspended between challenge, wonder, and a strange, healing peace that only wild places can deliver. Valle de las Animas. High above the ordinary world, where the air grows thin and silence feels heavier, a strange stone city slowly reveals itself. This is Valle de las Animas, the Valley of Souls, rising outside La Paz, Bolivia, deep in the Andes at over 12,000 feet. It isn't just a landscape, but a skyline shaped entirely by nature. Thousands of towering stone spires, some reaching more than 200 feet, were carved from ancient volcanic ash, patiently sculpted by wind, rain, and melting glaciers. Over time, the valley came to resemble the ruins of a civilization that never existed. Nowhere else on Earth blends geology and spirituality so naturally, a place where stone seems to carry memory and story. But change is visible now. Ice recedes, storms carve deeper, and pillars once thought eternal sometimes fall in a single season. When standing here, awe carries a quiet tenderness, an unspoken reminder that Earth's wonders are real, powerful, and fleeting, and even more breathtaking for having a lifespan at all. Lake Karum, Ethiopia. It is one of the saltiest places on Earth, a desert lake that feels closer to another planet than our own, where the ground turns blinding white with salt and the air shimmers under relentless heat. Unlike typical healing landscapes filled with green and soft soil, Karum glimmers in mineral whites and metallic silvers, formed by salt flats and volcanic chemistry that have worked together for centuries. This is why scientists and explorers come here to study conditions that resemble early Mars, where salinity, sulfur springs, and extreme evaporation mimic a world without rain or rivers. Beneath the surface, mineral-rich springs quietly alter the lake's color through the seasons, shifting between pale green, milky white, and silver gray, as if the water itself carries a mood. Local Afar miners harvest salt by hand, chipping massive slabs from the crust, a tradition unchanged by machines. They speak of the lake's spirit growing lighter, salt losing its weight, nature falling out of balance. Standing at Karum's edge, awe doesn't roar, it settles. A strange calm wrapped in disbelief, where silence heals, and the earth reminds us it still holds places that feel impossible, yet undeniably real. Abraham Lake, Canada. From the frozen silence of Abraham Lake, the journey shifts to a place shaped by heat instead of ice. Here, the ground still breathes. On a volcanic island in the Aegean, Nisiros's caldera feels like a quiet conversation between fire and silence, where the earth hasn't finished speaking yet. This man-made lake became extraordinary by accident, famous for something nature rarely lets us see: methane bubbles, frozen mid-rise beneath thick, clear ice. Microbes on the lake floor release methane as they break down ancient organic matter, and when temperatures plunge, the gas locks itself into pale, stacked spheres, suspended like a constellation trapped just inches below another world. No other lake, artificial or wild, displays this phenomenon on such scale or clarity. When fierce winds sweep across the surface, snow scours away, unveiling the ice like a window, and the bubbles stretch endlessly in every direction, silent but startling. Standing here, awe arrives in a slow wave, followed by a quiet respect for forces working far beneath our feet. It's mesmerizing, healing in its stillness, yet sobering. Beauty and warning coexist here, reminding us that Earth's wonders are delicate, mighty, and more unbelievable when they reveal themselves so honestly. Nisiros's caldera, Greece. This vast crater was born when an ancient magma dome collapsed nearly 60,000 years ago, leaving behind a bowl of earth that still breathes through warm steam vents and whispering fumaroles. It stands apart from every other place in the world because it is still alive in subtle motion, shifting, warming, and quietly reshaping itself from below. The ground is brushed in soft bands of sulfur yellow, chalk white, and rusted orange, powdered by ash, pumice, and mineral mud. Standing at the rim, the air smells of minerals and ocean salt, warm earth humming faintly beneath each step. It doesn't roar like most volcanoes, it murmurs, a reminder that power doesn't always need sound to be felt. Hookah Falls, New Zealand. This is a place where a quiet river suddenly turns wild. Calm water is forced into a narrow rock channel, creating a powerful rush that explodes forward in a bright blue surge. What makes Hookah Falls special isn't how tall it is, but how fast and strong the water moves. Instead of falling gently, the river is squeezed and released all at once, showing how quickly nature can shift from peaceful to powerful. Standing near the gorge, the world vibrates with sound. The roar isn't distant, it surrounds you, low and thunderous, softened only by a mist so fine it feels woven into the air. Tiny droplets settle on your skin like cold dust from the water's impact, carrying the scent of wet stone and moss warmed by sunlight. The river twists into a spinning rush of white foam, then slips into the emerald gorge below, leaving behind a quiet astonishment that lingers in the mind. A gentle reminder that nature's most powerful beauty often comes from moments of absolute, effortless focus. Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis, the northern lights, reveals itself most dramatically above Alaska, northern Canada, Iceland, and the Arctic Circle of Norway, where the night lasts longer and silence feels sacred. Nowhere else on Earth does the sky move like this. It isn't fireworks or reflection. It is sunlight arriving late, born from storms on the surface of the sun. When solar particles crash into the atmosphere, the heavens ignite in slow-motion ribbons of emerald, amethyst, and soft rose, shifting shape like drifting spirits made of color. Standing beneath it feels less like observing and more like remembering something ancient. The lights sway and fold like velvet in an unseen current, calming and overwhelming at the same time. The world grows weightless. Time loosens its grip. It leaves a lasting feeling of disbelief. Not loud, not chaotic, but deeply felt. Proof that the planet still holds wonders gentle enough to heal, grand enough to humble, and too extraordinary to doubt. And now, the journey begins. Pura Luhur, Uluwatu, Indonesia. Perched on limestone cliffs at the southern tip of Bali, Uluwatu Temple, Pura Luhur Uluwatu, stands where land simply runs out and the ocean takes over. Few places blend spiritual reverence with raw scenery like this. Built in the 11th century, the temple was designed not just for worship, but as a guardian of the island, a sacred outpost meant to shield Bali from unseen forces carried by the sea winds below. What makes it unforgettable isn't only the setting, though the 230-foot cliffs and endless surf feel otherworldly. It's the sensation of being suspended between realms. Stone underfoot, sky above, and the vast Indian Ocean breathing against the rocks. At sunset, golden light floods every surface, and distant chants from Kecak dancers rise like a heartbeat of tradition. The moment feels surreal, soothing, and overwhelming in a single breath. Ancient, wild, sacred, and astonishingly real. Nature is still the greatest artist, quiet, resilient, and endlessly mysterious. Each destination carries scientific value, inspiration, and a reminder that the oldest wonders are often the most fragile. Earth's miracles aren't here to be conquered, but to be admired and treasured. This journey isn't just about discovery. It's about feeling the power of being alive in the presence of something greater than ourselves.